What if I told you that everything you've been taught about kindness, compassion, and empathy is nothing more than a weapon used to keep you weak? What if I told you that your kindness was your first mistake? A mistake that has been holding you back from the power you were born to wield. In a world ruled by power and dominance, kindness is the ultimate vulnerability. You've been led to believe that being nice will earn you respect, that showing empathy will strengthen your relationships, that giving will make you valuable. But the truth is this: your kindness has made you predictable, and predictability is the enemy of power. They know exactly how to use you, and they know exactly how to break you. People don't fear kindness, they exploit it. Power is not in giving, it's in withholding. It's in maintaining control, in being unpredictable, in staying silent when the world expects you to speak. What if I told you that the moment you stop being kind, you unlock the door to your true power? It's time to stop being the person others expect. It's time to become the force that no one sees coming. Are you ready to embrace your true power? 1. The first mistake. Kindness was your first mistake. You believed it was a virtue. You thought it would earn you admiration, elevate your status, and make you someone people would trust and follow. But in reality, kindness is a liability in the ruthless game of power. It's a shield that leaves you vulnerable, a mask that hides your true intentions, while others use it to manipulate you. When you show kindness, you give up control. You give people the illusion that they have power over you. They see your willingness to serve, to help, to accommodate, and they use it to their advantage. They don't fear your kindness, they exploit it. The more you offer, the more they take, and in the end, you are left with nothing but emptiness, a shell of what you could be, weakened by your need to be liked, to be needed. The truth is, no one cares. The world doesn't reward kindness, it rewards dominance, strategy, and unwavering focus on self-interest. Look at history, at the figures who reshaped the world: Napoleon, Machiavelli, Carnegie, Edison. They didn't rise to power by being nice. They didn't succeed by giving in to others' needs. They succeeded because they understood the laws of power. They understood that true respect isn't earned through kindness, but through strength. Your kindness made you predictable. People saw you coming from miles away. They knew exactly how to use you and manipulate you. Kindness is the antithesis of power. True power lies in your ability to control, to stay silent, to withdraw when necessary, and to make people chase your attention. Kindness was your first mistake, but it doesn't have to define you. The moment you decide to take back your power, to shift your focus away from others and onto your own strength, you become untouchable. You are unrecognizable to the world, and that's exactly how it should be. Nation, kindness was my first mistake. I walk in power, unshaken, unbothered, and untouchable. Comment below, kindness was my first mistake. Let this be your declaration that you are no longer playing by the world's rules. Subscribe for more powerful truths and share this message with someone who needs to reclaim their power. No more kindness, only power. 2. Frame control. The moment you lose control of the frame, you lose control of your life. You've been letting the world dictate your reality, your thoughts, and your emotions. Every time you react, every time you defend yourself or explain yourself, you give away power. You lose the frame. You become a pawn in someone else's game, a tool for their manipulation and an object for their judgment. Frame control is the key to mastering every situation. It's the ability to dictate the terms of your interactions, to decide how others perceive you, and to never allow anyone to dictate your reality. Your thoughts, your actions, your presence. They must be calculated. You must make them see you the way you want to be seen, not the way they want you to be. Look at Machiavelli, a master of frame control. He didn't allow anyone to define him. He shaped the way people viewed him through his actions, his principles, and his indifference to others' opinions. Machiavelli understood that if you don't control the frame, someone else will, and that person will use it against you. You're always in control of the frame. Whether it's in business, personal relationships, or public life, you define how others perceive you. The key is to never let them see your hand. The moment you react, you lose the frame. They control the narrative, and you become a victim of their perceptions. Do not react. Do not explain. Do not defend. Decide. Decide who you are, what you stand for, and how others will treat you. Your actions, your presence, and your silence will speak louder than words ever could. Let others chase your validation, not the other way around. When you control the frame, you create an image of yourself that others are forced to respect. Control the frame, and you control your world. Affirmation: I control the frame, my actions speak for me, and I define the narrative of my life. Comment below, I control the frame. This is your declaration that you will no longer let anyone control your reality. Subscribe for more powerful insights on how to take control of your life, and share this message with those who need to realize they hold the power within themselves. When you control the frame, you become unstoppable. 3. Emotional detachment. Emotion is your enemy in the pursuit of power. The moment you allow yourself to be ruled by your emotions, you hand over control to the world. You make yourself vulnerable to manipulation, to distraction, and to failure. Emotions cloud judgment. They weaken resolve, and when you give in to them, you lose your edge. Emotional detachment is not coldness, it's control. It's the ability to stay calm, focused, and in control of your actions, no matter the external pressure. It's the ability to make decisions from a place of reason, not reaction. Emotional detachment is strength, in its purest form. The strength to not let anything sway you, to not let anyone pull you off course. Emotions are weapons people use to manipulate you. They know how to push your buttons, how to make you react. They'll try to make you feel guilty, to make you angry, to make you compassionate. They know your weaknesses, and they exploit them. But when you detach emotionally, you take away their power. You make them useless. Think of Napoleon. He was a man of profound emotional control. He didn't let the whims of others or the stress of battle affect his decisions. He made choices based on logic, strategy, and the long-term view. He didn't allow anger, fear, or pity to cloud his judgment. He mastered his emotions and used them as tools, not chains. When you control your emotions, you control your responses. And when you control your responses, you control the situation. Emotional detachment is a tactical advantage. It allows you to think clearly, to plan without bias, and to take action without hesitation. If you want to rise above the chaos, if you want to be unpredictable and untouchable, then you must master emotional detachment. You must no longer allow anyone or anything to dictate your actions based on how you feel. Your emotions are yours to command, and your power lies in your ability to detach from them at will. Affirmation: I am emotionally detached. I make decisions based on logic, not emotion. My feelings do not control me. I control them. Comment below, I am emotionally detached. Let this be your declaration that you will no longer let emotions dictate your actions. Subscribe for more powerful insights on how to master emotional control, and share this message with someone who needs to stop being ruled by their feelings. Emotional detachment is your ultimate weapon. 4. Respect through absence. Respect is not earned through effort or words. It is earned through your absence. Too many people spend their lives chasing validation, desperate for acknowledgement, thinking that their worth is tied to how often they show up for others. The truth is, respect is a currency, and like any currency, it gains value through scarcity. Your presence loses its value the more you give it away. When you're always around, when you're always available, when you give people exactly what they want, you become predictable. And predictability is the antithesis of power. People take you for granted. They expect you, and in that expectation, your power dissipates. The moment you withdraw, you become an enigma. You make them wonder if they've lost you, if they'll ever have your attention again. Respect is born in absence. When you are no longer there to give people your time, energy, and attention, they begin to value you. They begin to crave your presence. Absence forces respect. Think of the powerful figures who understood this principle, the ones who controlled the room without speaking a word. Carnegie didn't spend his time begging for the respect of others. He understood that his presence was powerful only when it was rare. His power lay in his absence, and when he spoke, when he made his presence known, it was a moment of authority, a declaration. The same applies to you. Make your presence rare. Pull back when the world expects you to give. Let them fear that they might never have your attention again. Let them wonder if they are worthy of your time, and in doing so, you elevate your status. Absence is not weakness. It is the ultimate strength. It is a calculated choice, a strategic withdrawal that puts you in control. People will crave your presence because they no longer take it for granted. Affirmation. I respect myself enough to know my worth. I am the force they crave, but can never possess unless I allow it. Comment below. I respect myself through absence. Let this be your declaration, that you will no longer be a servant to others' demands. Subscribe for more insights on how absence elevates your power. And share this message with someone who needs to learn the art of respect through absence. Your absence is your power. 5. Unpredictability as dominance. Unpredictability is your greatest weapon. The moment you become predictable, you lose the edge. You are no longer in control. You are merely reacting to the circumstances around you. But when you remain unpredictable, you become a force they cannot read, a challenge they cannot anticipate. In unpredictability, you find dominance. Power lies in your ability to keep them guessing. The moment they think they know your next move, they've already beaten you. The world thrives on certainty and control, but true power thrives on chaos. You don't have to play by their rules. When you're unpredictable, you make the rules. Think about Napoleon. His greatest strength wasn't just his military strategy, it was his ability to keep his enemies on edge. He would strike when they least expected it, altering his tactics in the blink of an eye. His unpredictability kept his adversaries from forming a solid defense. They were always reacting to his moves, never knowing when or where he would strike next. This was dominance in its purest form. Unpredictability requires the mastery of your own behavior. It's the ability to surprise those around you, to remain calm and composed when they expect chaos, and to move quickly when they expect stillness. You choose when to act and when to hold back. You control the flow of power, and your unpredictability keeps them off balance. But being unpredictable doesn't mean acting erratically. It means keeping your actions aligned with your purpose, but doing so in a way that others can't anticipate. You can maintain complete control over your environment by mastering the art of unpredictability. You don't have to explain yourself. You don't have to justify your actions. You simply act when the time is right, and they will be forced to follow. Unpredictability is the core of psychological dominance. When people can't read you, they can't control you, and when they can't control you, they can only follow. Affirmation. I am unpredictable. I control the narrative by keeping them guessing. My power lies in my unpredictability. Comment below, I am unpredictable. Let this be your declaration that you will no longer be predictable or controlled by others' expectations. Subscribe for more powerful insights on how unpredictability fuels your power, and share this message with someone who needs to learn the art of dominance through unpredictability. Master the unexpected. Master the world. 6. Silence as a weapon. Silence is your most powerful weapon. In a world where everyone is trying to be heard, trying to be seen, your silence speaks volumes. The powerful know this. They don't need to shout to be heard. They don't need to explain themselves to assert their authority. They control the room by saying nothing. And that, my friend, is where true power lies. When you speak, you give away information. You give people insight into your thoughts, your plans, your emotions. The moment you open your mouth, you risk losing control. But when you choose silence, you leave them guessing. You make them work for your attention. And when you finally do speak, it carries far more weight. Think about the most successful leaders in history. Napoleon, Machiavelli, Carnegie. They were not men of excessive words. They were men of calculated silence. They spoke only when it served them, and their words were measured, precise, and powerful. Every silence they held spoke louder than the words of their enemies. They understood that silence is not absence, it is strategy. When you choose silence, you create an aura of mystery around yourself. People fear what they don't understand, and when they can't figure you out, they start to wonder, what are you thinking? What do you want? Your silence becomes the weapon that forces them to approach you with caution. They will try to read you, try to predict your next move, but they can't. That is power. In situations where others would be reacting emotionally or getting caught in the frenzy of the moment, you remain calm and quiet. Your silence is not weakness. It is your strongest form of control. You are in control of your responses, and in that control lies your power. Silence forces respect. It demands attention. It makes others uncomfortable, unsure of where they stand with you. And in that discomfort, they give you the upper hand. Silence is your shield against manipulation, your shield against the noise of the world. Let them speak. Let them waste their energy on empty words. You are not here to prove anything to them. You are here to create your own reality, and silence is the tool that helps you shape it. Affirmation. I speak with purpose, and I wield silence as my weapon. In silence, I find my strength. Comment below, silence is my weapon. Let this be your declaration, that you will no longer be swayed by the words of others. Subscribe for more insights on how silence leads to dominance. And share this message with someone who needs to learn the power of silence. Master silence. Master your world. 7. Respect is earned, not given. Respect is not something you ask for, it is something you demand. In a world where people expect respect based on kindness or social status, you must understand this simple, cold truth. Respect is earned through dominance, not through compliance. You don't get respect by being agreeable or following the crowd. You earn respect by establishing your power, by making others acknowledge your authority without hesitation. When you respect yourself, others will follow suit. The world doesn't care about your feelings. It cares about results, about your ability to make an impact and command attention. They don't respect you because of how nice you are. They respect you because you can make things happen, because you're untouchable, because you are unpredictable. They fear what they can't read, and they fear what they can't control. Think about Andrew Carnegie again. He didn't earn respect through kindness. He earned it through his ability to reshape entire industries. Carnegie didn't care if people liked him. He cared if they feared him, if they acknowledged his power. He commanded respect through his actions, and the respect he earned propelled him to greatness. Carnegie didn't beg for respect from his peers. He made them respect him, because he was the one in control. You cannot chase respect. You can only demand it through your actions, through your accomplishments, your decisiveness, and your ability to impose your will on the world. People respect strength, not vulnerability. They respect those who stand their ground and refuse to be swayed by the opinions of others. If you are constantly chasing validation, you give away your power. Don't seek respect, demand it. Respect is a currency, and you are the one who controls its value. Make your presence known by making an impact that cannot be ignored. When they see that you are unshakable, that your word is law, they will respect you not out of fear, but out of recognition of your power. Affirmation. I demand respect. I don't chase it, I command it. Through my actions I earn respect. Comment below, I demand respect. Let this be your declaration that you are done seeking approval from others. Subscribe for more powerful truths on how to build your legacy and earn the respect you deserve. You are the master of your destiny. Demand respect, and it will come. 8. Detach from expectations. Expectations are traps. They are the invisible chains that bind you to the approval and judgments of others. When you live according to the expectations of the world, you give away your power. You make your life about pleasing others, about meeting their standards, about doing what they think is best. But here's the cold truth. You will never be free until you detach from everyone's expectations of you. The moment you stop living to satisfy others, you reclaim your power. You stop being a puppet to the strings they pull. Expectations are what keep you small. They prevent you from thinking for yourself, from following your own path, and from doing what you want. They tie you to a life that doesn't belong to you. Look at Steve Jobs. He didn't let the expectations of others dictate his actions. Jobs didn't conform to the norms of Silicon Valley. He was not building products based on what others told him to create. He built Apple based on his vision, his values, and his unrelenting belief that the world deserved better technology. He detached from the world's expectations, choosing instead to follow the voice of his own inner genius. The result? He revolutionized the world. The greatest achievers are the ones who stop living for others, who stop trying to meet someone else's standards. They break free from society's cages, and they create their own rules. They understand that if they continue to live for others' approval, they will never find the life they truly desire. You must learn the same truth. Detach from others' expectations, and you will discover who you really are. You will find the power to walk your own path, regardless of what the world thinks. This is how you become untouchable. The less you care about the opinions of others, the more powerful you become. Detachment gives you freedom. Freedom to pursue your goals, freedom to make decisions without regret, and freedom to live for yourself. Affirmation: I am free from the expectations of others. I live for myself, and through that freedom, I create my destiny. Comment below: I detach from expectations. Let this be your declaration that you are done seeking approval and living to please others. 9. The power of self-sufficiency. Self-sufficiency is the ultimate freedom. The moment you depend on others, you become vulnerable. You give them the power to control your future, your success, your happiness. The world does not owe you anything, and the moment you realize this, you will understand the most important truth. You are your own source of power. Think about the greatest achievers in history: Carnegie, Ford, Edison. None of them waited for someone else to save them or give them permission to succeed. They built their success from the ground up, with their own hands, minds, and willpower. They didn't need others to give them approval. They took control of their lives and created the world they wanted to live in. Self-sufficiency means standing alone when necessary. It means not relying on anyone else for validation, for resources, or for support. When you are self-sufficient, you are unstoppable. You no longer wait for others to create opportunities for you. You make your own opportunities, you create your own path, and you take full responsibility for your own success. Self-sufficiency is strength, and strength is power. This world is full of those who are dependent, those who wait for someone else to give them a chance, to hand them the keys to their dreams. But the true masters of power never wait. They don't beg for help or permission. They act on their own. They build their empires alone, and if they do allow others into their world, it's on their terms. When you rely on yourself, you no longer live in fear of losing support, of being abandoned, or of being at the mercy of others. You have the strength and the confidence to face any challenge, knowing that you have everything you need within you. Self-sufficiency is freedom from the limitations of others. It gives you the power to create the life you desire and the confidence to know that you can overcome anything on your own. Affirmation: I am self-sufficient. I rely on my own power, and with it, I create my future. Comment below: I am self-sufficient. Let this be your declaration that you are no longer dependent on others. Subscribe for more powerful insights on how to take control of your life and create your destiny. And share this message with someone who needs to embrace their own power. Self-sufficiency is your strength. Embrace it now. 10. Embrace your true power. This is the moment you stop being who they expect you to be and start becoming who you were always meant to be. This is the moment you embrace your true power. It's time to stop playing small, to stop hiding behind kindness, humility, and the comfort of conformity. You were never meant to fit in. You were meant to rise above, to command attention, and to carve a path that others are forced to follow. True power comes from within. It doesn't come from seeking approval or from trying to please others. It doesn't come from fitting into the world's expectations of who you should be. True power is birthed from your ability to decide who you are and act in alignment with that identity, regardless of the noise, the judgment, or the opinions of the world. You were sent to this world to dominate, to lead, to create, and to inspire. But you can only do that when you recognize and claim your own power. No one else will hand it to you. You must demand it. You must take control. You must own your strengths, your talents, and your vision. Only then can you stand in your true power, unshakable and unstoppable. Look at Napoleon. He didn't wait for the world to recognize his brilliance. He took action, he seized control, and he carved his name into history. The world didn't dictate his path, he dictated his own path. He wasn't afraid of what others thought. He wasn't afraid of being misunderstood or vilified. He simply embraced his power and let the world react. This is what you must do. Stop waiting for permission. Stop asking for validation. Step into your power, unapologetically and without hesitation. The world will adjust to you when you make the decision to lead, to act, and to control your own destiny. Your time is now. The only thing standing in your way is your willingness to claim your true power. Are you ready to become unrecognizable to the world? Are you ready to stop living by others' rules and start creating your own? This is your moment. Affirmation. I embrace my true power. I stand unshaken, unstoppable, and unapologetic in my purpose. The world will adjust to my strength. Comment below, I embrace my true power. Let this be your declaration that you will no longer hold back or shrink in the face of fear. Subscribe for more insights on how to unlock your true power, and share this message with someone who needs to wake up to their strength. Your true power is waiting for you to claim it.